Guys, it's Darlene and welcome to my channel. All right, today this may be the last follow-up before surgery. I have no more doctor's appointments, no more blood tests, nothing, unless some unforeseen circumstance happens. The surgery is set for exactly 1 week from today, so July 24th. So I thought I would just touch base with you, let you know how things are going, how I'm feeling, and yeah, so there's no real subject matter in this video other than breast cancer. So since the last time that I touched base with you, I've had 3 pre-op appointments because I have 2 surgeons, and then of course one pre-op appointment does have to happen with the hospital itself. So the one with Dr. Rednam, who is my plastic surgeon, she's just the bomb. She's, you know, they went over everything. They measured, what they do is they measure you for the spacer, which is basically a temporary implant. So they measure you for that. They take before pictures, and she's so funny because I'm like, she must think I'm insane. I'm like, you know, they took the before pictures. I'm like, oh, will I get like copies of those? You know, can I get copies of those? Because I'm thinking like, you know, for my YouTube channel. And she's like, of course, we do a whole like PowerPoint presentation of before and after. And she goes, I can take video, not her personally, but I can get a video taken of the surgery itself. I'm like, really? Okay, cool. Like, you know, I'm just I don't know. These are the things that, you know, keep me from losing my mind, I'm sure. So I'm excited that I'll be able to have this, you know, some of the surgery. I'm not so sure how much I'll be able to show on YouTube because I'll have to put smiley faces where my boobs are or something. So that went well. She's already put my prescriptions in. They prescribe, in case you're interested, I already have all the prescriptions at home. So they prescribed a antibiotic, a muscle relaxant, a pain medication, anti-nausea, and then stool softener, because you know, pain medicine can, you know, make you constipated. Isn't that lovely? Oh, such fun things. And then Dr. Hook has her own medications that she's prescribed. I don't know what they are yet because they're at CVS and I meant to pick them up today, but I've literally been running around like a mad person. So I forgot, so I'll pick them up tomorrow, but I know that one is an anti-anxiety medication to give me prior to having the radioactive dye done the day of surgery, because I said, look, I need to be calm. I suffer from anxiety, so she's like, not a problem. And so she may have, I don't know, who knows, I'll have a plethora of drugs, I'm sure. So that's all taken care of, and there was some things that they recommended, like I got like a triple antibiotic ointment for when you have the drains put in, you want to keep that. So I ordered that. I ordered it off of Amazon. You can order anything off Amazon. And then I've been bathing in an antibacterial soap versus, you know, all my lovely pretty soaps. And then today they did give me, in this post-op from the hospital, they gave me like the major antibacterial soap that you use before, the night before surgery and the day of surgery. So those are kind of the new I don't say new things, but that's kind of the things that have been happening. And then I had met with Dr. Hook, and that was more just to say, okay, what's our game plan? You know, are we all on the same page? And yeah, so we all are. And yeah, I feel really, really good about everything. Now I'm gonna tell you a story because I think I told you in one of my very first videos that there are signs, I think, not just for me, but for other people going through this. And so I'm gonna share my story of what happened today. So pre-op surgery opened at 9 a.m. I had a 9 a.m. appointment. There was one gentleman ahead of me and there was a woman behind me, and I happened to notice her because she was a very striking woman. She did have a shaved head, and but she was like stunning. Like she looked like a like she's so tall and gorgeous. Her name is Nicole. And so when it was my turn, as you know, the first thing they asked, I don't even ask your name, they ask you when your surgery date is, and I said, you know, July 24th, and she said, who's your surgeon? I said, Dr. Hook, and the woman behind me goes, oh, so you have it too? and I turned around, and you know instantly there's a connection, and I really can't explain it, and I think it's something that you just unfortunately have to be going through to understand it. So those of you that are out there, I'm sure that you just recognize the look, the feel. Not that she I mean, she didn't look like, oh, breast, no, you don't, like, I don't think when I'm walking around I look like I have breast cancer. So I said yes, and then she started getting teary-eyed, which of course then makes me teary-eyed, not for myself, for her. And I think it's the other way. For her, it was me. You don't want to see other people suffering. See, we can handle our own suffering. I think it's, at least in my case, it's much more difficult for me to see other people suffer. So then the lady, I said, don't make me cry. And then the lady behind the front desk, she's like, don't make me cry. And then she asked my name at that point, and I said, Darlene, and that happens to be Nicole's mother's name. And I said, oh, God works in mysterious ways. So they run very, very behind. You know, they do all their insurance and whatever not. And so Nicole and I had a good hour to talk, and so I learned about her cancer. And unfortunately, she has an extremely aggressive kind of cancer. And she's gone through a lot. You know, she's had to have chemotherapy since January. She didn't have mammograms beforehand. She's 45, I think she told me she was 45. So she had never done a mammogram, and so please do your mammogram, please. So not that it stops it, because I mean I did my mammograms, you know, all the time, and I still got breast cancer. So but you know, you can catch it earlier, so do them. So anyways, we had a really great talk. She has been doing chemo since January, every week since January. So that is a true warrior. I mean, that is, what I'm going through is nothing in comparison to that type of cancer. She has she was triple negative or triple positive. It's the HER2 one. I can't remember. It's triple negative, I think is what it's called, or triple positive. I don't know. But she basically has them all, you know, all those receptors, and so you got to be extremely aggressive. So she had the chemo, and then she will have the mastectomy, single mastectomy, as I am, but they can't put the implant in at the time like they're doing with me. They have to go ahead and put in, or because she has to have radiation then, even though they removed the entire breast, she has to have it because it was in her lymph nodes as well. Grateful that she's having it on the same day, and she's having hers earlier than mine, so you know, I may be able to see her before her surgery, and if not, we'll certainly be recuperating on the same floor, so I'll at least be able to, you know, check in, see how she's doing, and you know, just, I don't know, she's in my thoughts and prayers, and I know you guys always put me in your thoughts and prayers, so if you'll put Nicole in your thoughts and prayers, I would really appreciate that. It was interesting because I think that God, you know, like I said, those the little things that he does, and you know, she was crying. She had told me she was crying in the truck before the appointment, like, I got to get out of the truck, and I don't, because for her, losing the breast is a really big deal, and you know, for me it's not. And so we were sharing stories, and I had said, you know, I said, oh, I had thyroid surgery, and you know, that's an organ, and you know, I don't want to lose another organ, they're just breasts. And I think, not that I was trying to, again, negate what she's going through or what any woman's going through with the thought of losing their breasts, because for us all, these are just very difficult things. But I hope, and I felt that in talking to her when we were talking about it, and you know, they're just breasts, and she said, but men love breasts, and I said, and baby, they'll love the new pair you get, because really men don't care. They don't, you know, big, small, real, fake, who cares? You're gonna live, you're gonna kick cancer's ass, and you're gonna have a great pair of knockers, you know, and that's just the truth of it. As far as my spirits, I will say, I feel good, you know, I really do. Again, to harp on anything, but church really helps. I go on Sundays, and it really motivates me. So this Sunday will be my last trip, excuse me, to church before we go, and then we're having a little barbecue. My friends of ours, Dean and Wendy, have 10 rescue dogs. My son is beyond excited to go and have a barbecue with them and see the 10 rescue dogs, and so am I, because they just really cutest things. Let's puppy love. So I'm gonna do that, and do you wanna say hi? Hi. Here, come down here so they can see your cute little face. There he is. And there's Bella jumping all over, moving the thing. Hi, Bella. It's so hot. Oh my God, it's so hot. With breast cancer, not everyone feels comfortable, I'm sure, you know, when I talk about it. But it's now a part of, certainly a part of my body now. It's a part of me. After July 24th, it will no longer be a part of my body, God willing, but it will always be part of me because, you know, with God's grace, I will be a breast cancer survivor. And it is a badge I will wear honorably. It's like the scar on my neck. You know, I had a plastic surgeon say, oh, I could remove that or diminish that. And I'm like, why? It's a battle scar, man. I beat cancer. You ain't taking that away from me. You know, there's that movie, what is it, the football movie with Keanu Reeves where they say chicks dig scars. He says chicks dig scars. Well, I don't really care if men dig scars, but this is my battle scar, and I beat cancer's ass, and it's a reminder of that. And the scar that I'll have wherever they are on my breast, the fake boobs that I'll have, it's a reminder that I kicked cancer's ass. And so none of that, that's just the thing, none of that matters. It's like they're just breasts. I've said this before. For those of you that are going out there, man, rock those new boobs like there's no freaking tomorrow, because there was a t-shirt that I saw and it says, yeah, they're fake, I beat breast cancer, or something like that. And I was like, damn freaking straight you did. This is one piece of advice that I'll give. Of course, I've probably given several, but another piece of advice is take each step. Don't look at it like a whole, because you'll lose your freaking mind. Take each step, whether it's chemo, whether it's radiation, whether it's the surgery, whether it's the second surgery, whether it's you know, the drugs that you'll have to take each step. I haven't even thought about, other than I know I'll have to take the hormone therapy. I haven't thought about it. Oh, and let me answer some questions here, because there was some someone asked me why I didn't want to do radiation therapy. I suffer from anxiety. I have an anxiety disorder. So for me, I knew that doing 5 or 6 weeks of radiation therapy 5 days a week, I would lose my mind. I just would. You have to be strapped down. You know, you have to be strapped. I say strapped down because it makes it sound crazy, but you do. For me, it was simpler to just say, and then there's still a risk, right, that the cancer will come back. That wasn't where my anxiety lied. Is why I chose that. I could have done the lumpectomy and the radiation therapy. I absolutely could have. Medically, but mentally, I could not. Because of that. As it is, I'm gonna have enough time taking a drug for 5 years, so, but I'm gonna go down that path when I have to. Thank you for those that do give me advice about asking different things, you know, like, because originally one surgeon was tamoxifen, and the other, you know, the surgeon I went with is no, it's gonna be aromatase. And I just don't think my first surgeon understood that I was already menopause for 5 years, you know, as I hit menopause faster because I had my thyroid removed. Anyways, all right, so that's it. That's the update. I will see you guys at least on Instagram at the day of surgery, and then I don't know when the next follow-up, because I don't know how I'll feel, but I'll try and, you know, I'm just gonna film as much as I can, and you guys watch as much as you want to watch. So much for your thoughts and prayers, and I love you guys. You guys are just this really great support system, and I can't even thank you enough. So I will see you very soon, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.